Good morning, guys. Welcome to TakeFlight. We are talking about decisions this week. I just finished pre-flighting the Cirrus, and we're going to be off to Indianapolis, Indiana today. Now, decision literally means to cut off all other paths. So when you make a decision, you're going to see two things happen. Number one, you're going to stop debating or ruminating on that decision. You've cut off all other paths, you've made your choice. So you stop debating it. And number two, you take action, specific action, to make that decision turn into a life change process. Now, there are some pitfalls with decision making that we'll talk about today as we travel. I'll identify those for you and give you some strategies to avoid them. It's time to get going, so let's take off. In a previous vlog, I talked about changing your perspective and increasing your option set. Today I want to talk about the web of deceit, emotionality, and resisting reroute. Now, the web of deceit is this mind game that we all play with ourselves, where we have this internal voice that always seems to have a dialogue going on with us, but sometimes it's negative and it is hampering our ability to think logically and to move forward in the best direction. Unfortunately, our brains have evolved to protect us from our environment and from ourselves. But in today's society, oftentimes the signals that we're getting from our brain are really not necessary as far as invoking fear or apprehension or having negative self-talk. I want you to be aware of the negative self-talk and control it or stop it. There's a couple ways to do that. One, I encourage you to read the book Untethered Soul. It's an excellent book that helps you identify this internal self-talk that goes on and gives you some strategies on how to control it. I also recommend, number two, that you download the Headspace app, an app that helps you learn to meditate. The basic courses are free. I have no association with the company, but I encourage you to use it. I've used it extensively, and it really will help you learn how to identify that voice in your head and stop it and get back to a more logical way of thinking. Emotionality. Making a decision from an emotional state usually doesn't work out well. I have a routine where I get up at about 4:45 every morning. I go do a weight workout and run. I go to my office, pot of coffee. I have a white wall where I've painted a wall in my office with whiteboard paint, and I write out what I'm going to do for that day. That gets me started on the right foot. Now, if at 4:45 a.m. when that alarm goes off, if I try to decide every morning, should I get up and go do my workout? Unfortunately, the answers would probably be no. So I encourage people to get in your best mind, decide the habits and routines that support you and your goal setting, and put those in place, nurture them, make them rock solid. Don't debate. A decision should not be a daily thing you're debating. When you've made a decision, you're going to see two things that happen. You're going to stop ruminating or debating that decision, and number two, you're going to take action so that you can move forward towards that goal by taking specific steps to reach it. That's how you know you've made a real decision. Emotional thinking on a daily basis will do nothing but get you in trouble. You want to be in your best mind, avoid emotionality, take the emotion out of it, decide what you're going to do, and do it every day. Don't make things like your habits and routines a daily should I or should I not. When making bigger decisions other than those normal life routines and habit decisions, I encourage you to be in your best mind. Take the emotion out of it. Logically think through when you're rested, you're not exhausted, you're not hungry, you're not stressed, you're in your best mind. Take the emotionality out, go through a logical thinking process, talk to others, write in a journal. This will lead to your best decision making. Resisting reroute. When I was flying up here to Indianapolis today, there were some storms between me and Indianapolis, and I had a choice to make. I could return back to the home base, or I could find a different route that would still get me to my destination. And that's what I was able to do today. So when you run into hurdles with your goal pursuit, you can't resist the need to reroute. You want to be sure that you are heading towards your goal, but when you hit an obstacle, if you can't go over it, go around it. Be open to that thought that, yes, I had decided to do it this way, that's not going to work. Instead of giving up, you reroute and you still find a path that will take you to your goal. So in your decision making, some of the pitfalls before that decision point and afterwards are covered by this POWER acronym. I'm Tim Coomer. Thanks for joining me today on this vlog. I wish you the best in your decision making and your life change process. I'm about to head back to the Metro Airport here in Indianapolis to head back home, and hopefully I won't have to reroute this time and we'll have a smooth flight back into Nashville.